Hey guys, welcome back. This is not going to be a woodworking project. My water heater is leaking. I think you can probably see these puddles at the bottom. So I need to replace it. It's only 13 years old. They can last 15 to 20. But I've learned a lot about maintenance this past weekend, and I haven't done any during the 8 years I've been here. So, before you do anything, make sure you shut off the power. It's great to have an electrical tester. I've already turned off the circuit breaker. It is doing absolutely nothing at the terminals. This is what it would do if you had live power. It's going to light up and make a noise. That's great. Really handy thing if you're doing electrical work around your own house. Alright, the cold water is shut off, so now I can open up this drain. I've already connected a hose to it running outside. Alright, I can hear it draining. I need to go upstairs and open up like a sink faucet that'll let the water flow out quicker by letting air come in behind it. And I also need to go outside and make sure this 100-foot hose is, unwound and laying along the ground so it'll drain easier. While this is draining, I'm going to go pick up a new hot water heater and a couple of new connections. And we're back. I have disconnected the hose. It was done draining, and I am ready to undo the electrical work. There will be 2 screws probably holding these plates in. Might want to test that power one more time, but I know it is off. You just gotta get these wire nuts off, which apparently is easier said than done. There we go. Nope. Okay. Definitely easier said than done. Let me go get some pliers. There we go. Alright, there's one down. Let's see about this other one. It's loose! It's loose! Oh, come on! There we go. Okay. Interesting, the ground wasn't hooked up. Okay, there's the electrical. Get that out of the way. And now, to focus on cutting these copper pipes. For that, you need a little bit of a specialty tool. You need a pipe cutter. I have already cleaned up the pipe with some emery cloth. Oh wait, that's right. I gotta cut it down here because of the expansion tank. Snug it up. Oh, nope. Let's see. That's make sure both wheels are contacting. There we go. Now snug it up. And just roll it around. Tighten it up a little bit and keep going. Don't do it too fast or you might bend. Got a little bit of water coming through. Oh shoot. Well, this is reality TV. Alright, I'm just going to keep going. And we are almost through. There we go. Now just to do the same thing on the hot water line. Okay, I've got the hot water line cut as well, and I also cut through the pressure, temperature, relief valve, and I just tied that up out of the way. You may not have to worry about this. This can just be a tube that runs down toward the floor. But I am ready to get this out of here. So let's see if I can tilt it and roll it. I gotta get it under my HVAC ductwork. Okay. Alright, that looks like it's gonna be good enough. Now, for the new connections, I'm going to be using Shark Bite. Thing about Shark Bite is that it is a push to connect fitting. You just push it on, and that's it. So now I can screw in the bottom part. I've already put some thread tape on, making sure to wrap it. Let's see, that'd be clockwise, and that is the same direction that this connector tightens on, so it will tighten the thread in place. This connection is going to be under pressure, so I want to make sure to get it pretty snug. Now I just need to do the same thing for the cold water coming in, and then I'll be able to do the electrical. Okay, let's take a look at what I already did. I installed, I think it's called a strain relief. It holds the wire tight and it also keeps it away from sharp edges of the metal. You can't see it, but I connected the ground wire down inside. So now I just need to connect the hot wires with some wire nuts and I'll be done. It's worth pointing out that a water heater is running off of 240. So both of these are hot wires. The black and the white. And I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter which color you connect to which because everything is hot. I just need to connect them and try and elegantly stuff them into this tiny cavity. This is the part where I am sure being an electrician pays off with all the experience of bending wires. But I only have to do this once, so I can take 2, 3, 4 times as long as a professional electrician would, and it will be okay. All right, those are feeling pretty tight. Let's see what we can do. So, could get that part down in there, and then bend this one this way. And then maybe we can tuck that one in there. And do what with the wire? Can we get the wire down in there? Let's see. Nope, need to do a little bit better. Let's see about that way. And now what? There we go. I think that's going to do it. Okay. So I need to fill up the tank before I turn the power on. When you turn the power on, there are 2 elements here that are going to heat up with 4,500 watts, 4.5 kilowatts. Super hot, and you have to make sure that they are in water or I think they'll just burn out in a hurry. So I am going to turn the water on, probably let that fill up for an hour just to be safe, and then I can turn the electrical on. You might be noticing that my expansion tank moved location. I just didn't have enough room to get this hose on. So I just moved the whole unit up there, expansion tank, shut-off valve, all of that. But what I love about these connectors, they're hoses. So if I ever have to work on the tank, and more on that in a second, if I ever have to work on the tank, I have these screw-on, screw-off connections, and now I have a shut-off on the cold water coming in, and I installed a shut-off on the hot water going out. So I can isolate the water heater from the rest of the plumbing in the house. That other thing I was coming back to. So I think my water heater died a little early, partly because I didn't do any maintenance on it over the last weekend. I've been watching a lot of videos, and they say you need to empty your water tank once a year. Never emptied my water tank. I don't think it was before I lived here. And the reason you need to empty it is because something called scale can build up inside the water tank, and you just want to flush that out of the tank once a year. And then they also say that you probably want to replace an anode about every 7 years, and that's something that prevents the tank from rusting. The anode is designed to fail, to keep the tank from failing. And so once that anode is gone, once it's deteriorated, you need to put a new one in there about every 7 years. I have not hooked up, what was this called? The temperature pressure relief valve. I have not hooked up to this yet, but that's okay. You really just have to run a pipe down toward the ground, but I'm going to look at whether or not I should hook up the system that I did have, which actually took it all the way outside. So, that is going to do it for this project. I hope this is something that has been beneficial. I really think anybody can do this if they have the time. You probably want to block out the better part of a day if you're not used to doing this kind of thing. If you don't feel comfortable, then definitely hire somebody to do it. But have a great weekend. Oh, last thing. Oh my goodness. Write on the tank the day you installed it. That way you know how long it is in use. So have a great weekend. And as always, get out there and make some sawdust. Or, do some electrical, do some plumbing. Do whatever you need to work on your house. See ya!